Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9 when it comes to the final film of the Skywalker saga, currently being directed by J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is a very important task for J.J. Abrams to complete in a very satisfying way for a majority of the Star Wars fans around the world, especially after how The Last Jedi worked out, where a lot of people were very disappointed on how writer and director Rian Johnson treated the character of Luke and a lot of the other characters and different plot elements, etc. So going into Episode 9, I really do have this gut feeling that this movie is absolutely going to mirror that of Revenge of the Sith. And what I mean by this is that this could potentially be the best film of this trilogy, just how Revenge of the Sith is the best film of the prequel trilogy. So looking at Episode 9, there has been a lot of talk about Supreme Leader Snoke's return in this movie, and there's been a lot of rumors about Ed Harris being cast as the human form of Snoke before he got his injuries, a much younger Snoke, if you will, and that they would be using de-aging technology on the character. Now, to me, I'm not quite sure if he really looks like Snoke. He does kind of look like him in some films, especially in Westworld. I don't know if you guys go ahead and watch Westworld on HBO. Guys, if you like sci-fi mixed with Western stuff, you're gonna love it. But anyways, moving on from that, Ed Harris is a fantastic actor, and to have him as a younger version of Supreme Leader Snoke would absolutely be amazing. Now, would it be a good or a bad thing to have Snoke return in Episode 9? Would it really serve a purpose? Now, these past couple of weeks and months, we've been hearing lots of different concept art and storyboard descriptions of Snoke's interactions with Kylo Ren before the events of The Force Awakens, suggesting that we could very well be getting a lot of flashbacks in this film that will tell us the stories behind the scenes of Kylo Ren's life and Luke Skywalker's life as well. And I think that that is something, that a lot of people want to learn more about. And if J.J. Abrams is, of course, to approach this film in a Godfather Part 2 format, I personally wouldn't mind. I know some of you guys out there really do hate flashbacks, and that's A-okay and all. But I'll say this, is that if they could somehow bring in Supreme Leader Snoke in a respectful way, I think it would just work. Now, we do know that Andy Serkis knows of Snoke's backstory, but is keeping it a secret for a reason. He said in case they use it in a future film, or maybe even in like a future trilogy or something around those lines, to tell Supreme Leader Snoke's backstory. Now, he may actually get his backstory told also in future canon pieces as well, such as comics, books, novels, you name it. But as far as Snoke goes, entering into Episode 9, I know that there is a lot of disbelief that Snoke is actually dead in The Last Jedi after he was cut in two by Kylo Ren's use of Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber by using the Force and twisting it and igniting it. Hence, that's when Snoke died. Now, a lot of people were very upset at that point in time where Snoke was killed off so early on in the sequel trilogy. To be honest, guys, Snoke was growing on me as a character, and to hear all of this talk about his return, his big possible return in Episode 9, only hypes me up all the more for this movie, especially if the Ed Harris thing actually turns out to be true, where he's going to be cast as a younger version of Snoke before his injuries. We really do want to know, right? Exactly how did Leia know of Snoke? Really, I mean, how did she know of Supreme Leader Snoke? How did she learn of his name? Same goes for Luke Skywalker. I mean, heck, maybe she learned it from Luke. It's very possible that Luke actually learned about him first, and then Luke told Leia about this dark side user. After all, in The Last Jedi novelization, it does go over how Luke and Snoke apparently crossed paths at one point in time, and that's kind of, giving us hints as to how they know each other and how Luke was able to mention Snoke to Rey and how he turned Ben Solo's heart. But let me know what you guys think about the whole entire concept of Snoke's potential return in Episode 9 in the form of a younger Snoke before his injuries. Do you think that it would just be way too crowded with all of the new characters that are already coming into play here? We got a total of 7 new characters in this movie. Aside from that, we have Lando Calrissian making a major return in this film, as well as Leia and Luke Skywalker. Also, don't forget Rey, Kylo, Finn, and Poe, and Rose even. There's a lot of characters in this film. I'm really getting a lot of Avengers Infinity War vibes. The only difference is that in Avengers Infinity War, you're very much familiar with all the characters that are in that movie from previous films. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.